Hey guys, Logan Battles here. Welcome to Q&A with Logan Battles number 3. This is the third Q&A video that I've made on this channel, and that's awesome. So, before we get into the questions for this Q&A, I want to let you know how many questions I got in my last two Q&A videos. The first one I did, I answered 11 questions. The second Q&A video, I answered 15 questions. And for this Q&A video, I'm going to be answering 20 questions, 5 more than what I got in my last Q&A video. So, this first question is from Micah. What's your favorite movie that you have enjoyed reviewing? I would say Wonder Woman is one of the films that I enjoyed reviewing. There are very few films that I enjoy reviewing and ones that I would review again if I were to review them again. And Wonder Woman is one of those films, so that's my answer. Question number 2 from Chandler. What's a movie you love to recommend people to watch, one that is not your favorite though? I would say maybe John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. Not one of my favorite films of the year, but one that I would recommend people to watch, especially if they are action purist. All the die-hard action fans, and also John Wick fans, obviously, the fans who love to go see those films, and I love to go see those films. I'm a John Wick fan too, but John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum is one of the movies that I would recommend people to watch, even though it's not one of my favorites of the year. Mark asks, Logan, do you like punk music? Not that much. I'm much more of a country music fan. I like pop. I like rock. Sometimes Christian music. And sometimes R&B. And other types of genres. But I'm much more of a country fan. Trenton asks, what made you start the channel? I'll try to make this answer short, but it's not going to be short. I'll just try my best, but it's not going to be successfully. So, I was at high school, and I did mention this before, but I was in high school, and I was with this former friend of mine. She and I used to be friends, and I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to put her on the spotlight, but we were outside of our academy building, because it was already the end of the school day, and we were waiting for our parents to pick us up. And while we're waiting, she and I were talking, having a conversation, and she started talking about her YouTube channel and why she uploads videos to YouTube. And then I found it interesting and asked her, why did you start your channel? And she was like, oh, I don't know, I figured it's cool to upload videos to YouTube. And so after that conversation was over, and then I returned home from school, high school, I couldn't get this thought out of my head that the whole the whole idea of uploading a video to a video sharing website that is YouTube, I find that to be interesting. And then not too long after, I started my own YouTube channel, and the rest is history, as they say. So I would say that is what made me start this channel. Is that one conversation years ago that I had with this girl, who she and I used to be friends back in high school, is what made me start this channel. And there are other reasons why, but I would say that is my reason. Well, Will asks, how did you get into football? It was the 2014 National Championship game between my Florida State Seminoles and the Auburn Tigers back in January of 2014. It was the first Florida State football game that I ever watched, and after that I quickly became a Florida State Seminoles fan, and not just a FSU fan, but as a college football fan in general. And then when Jameis Winston got drafted as the number 1 overall pick in the 2015 NFL Draft by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I then became so into the NFL. similar to how I got into college football by watching the 2014 national championship game between Florida State and Auburn. So that's how I got into football. Jonathan asks, who is your favorite MCU character? Captain America. No question. Iron Man is a close second, but Captain America still is my favorite character in the MCU, even after his storyline within the MCU ended in Avengers Endgame, he still to this day remains as my favorite character in the MCU. Jack Benner asks, what's your favorite Disney films that aren't Pixar? Okay, so Disney films that are non-Pixar films. Obviously The Lion King, I'm going to go with that. Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, what else? I would say probably that. I mean, there's so many. The Jungle Book, especially the live action one from 2016 by Jon Favreau. So there are a lot of Disney films that are not Pixar films that I like. So I'm going to go with some of the that I just mentioned. Courtney asks, who's your favorite director of all time? Christopher Nolan. No disrespect to Steven Spielberg or James Cameron, who I am a big fan, but Christopher Nolan is the real deal. One of the greatest filmmakers of all time. I can't go wrong with most of the films that he directed. I didn't watch all of his films, but the ones that I do watch, which are Inception, The Dark Knight Trilogy, Interstellar, and Dunkirk, I just can't go wrong. The man is a genius. The man is a monster when it comes to filmmaking. So Christopher Nolan is my answer. Carolina and Maria ask, what's your favorite part about a live show or concert? Wow, that's an interesting question because I have not been to a live show or concert in years. It's been a long time since I've been to any of those, events, stuff like that. But the way I experienced in a concert, the last one that I was in, my favorite part about that was, being a part of the crowd of fans that are hooting and hollering and cheering for the artists that they love that are performing on stage for the fans. Just being part of that energy and that love and that just everything about that, the love and the energy that the crowd was spewing and throwing at the artists that they love is my favorite part about being in a concert or live show. This next question is from Mary. What are you up to these days? Well, right now I'm doing this Q&A video to answer your question. Excuse me. But I have been uploading various videos. I uploaded a Carrie Underwood video, an LBFT episode, a Battle 5 video, a trailer reaction, and right now I'm doing this Q&A video, and then after that I'll be doing, excuse me, I'll be doing 2 trailer reactions after this one. And then after that, I'll get back to reviewing all 2019 films that I have yet to review from May to November this year. Just reviewing 2019 films that I have yet to review. One of them being Godzilla, King of the Monsters, which I will review within the next couple of days. But I would say that that's what I've been up to these days it's been hectic around here. This next question is from Andrew. What do you do? Well, since you are new to my channel, I will tell you that that I upload all kinds of different videos, including movie reviews, trailer reactions, and football episodes or discussions. There's even a football-related series that I created called LBFT. stands for Logan Battles Football Talk, a series where I talk about any football-related topic. I also do other series. I also create a new series like Sunday Thoughts, although it's not technically a created series, but it's still a series that I made on my channel, where on every Sunday I give my thoughts on a particular person, place, thing, event, or news, or anything else. And then Battle 5, a series where I break down my top 5 list on a particular topic, no matter what topic that comes to my mind. So those are the videos, the types of videos that I do here on this channel. And if you are into any of those types of videos, please feel free to subscribe to my channel to become part of the Battle Squad and to fight the good fight, which is what I always say at each end of my videos and stuff like that. So yeah. Paul asks, what is your favorite channel on YouTube? Well, I'm not so sure what you mean by channel, but if I had to answer whose channel on YouTube that I liked, at this particular moment in time, I would say Casey Neistat, or I don't know if that's how you say his last name. I might have butchered it. I hope I didn't, but if I did, then I apologize. But you know who I'm talking about. If you have watched any of his videos, and if you don't know him, then I would recommend that you should. His channel is probably the one that I like at this point of the year, even though I don't watch most of his content all that much. I only watch a video of his or two every once in a while and stuff like that. But I will say his channel right now, in terms of right now, his channel is the one that I would say is the one that I liked. This next question is from Frankie. What's your favorite pattern? I don't know about favorite, but I will say the pattern that I do like is this. That's the pattern that I like. I don't know why that is. Maybe it was because of the way the lines go in a curve, or maybe it's the look of the pattern that looks appealing to me. I don't know what it is, but it's just this look alone of the pattern that I liked. So I'm going with that. This next question is from Elizabeth. What are you going to be for Halloween? Nobody. I'm just going to be exactly who I am and not wear any costume for Halloween. I'm just going to be this one normal looking guy not wearing a costume that is sitting on a chair in front of my house and just handing out candy to the little kids and young adults who are wanting to have candy and stuff like that. That's just who I'm going to be. Nothing else. Simple as that. Tyler asks, if you could remake any movie, what movie would you pick and who would you cast in it? That's so hard to say, I would say, because I never actually thought about this. I don't really know, honestly. Damn. I would... If I would say I would remake Back to the Future, I would say, and cast, what's this one guy who voiced Simba in, not the live action or Lion King movie, but the animated original Lion King movie. I would say him. I would say that guy is probably the one that I would cast in that film, and obviously I have to put Doc back as the, you know what I'm saying. So I would say that is my answer. Stephanie asks, top 3 directors: Christopher Nolan, Steven Spielberg, and James Cameron. Those are my top top 3 directors of all time. You cannot go wrong with the Dark Knight trilogy by Christopher Nolan. You can't go wrong with Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park. And you damn sure can't go wrong with A Terminator 2 Judgment Day by James Cameron. Oh my God. Those guys are absolute geniuses at filmmaking. Especially Christopher Nolan and James Cameron to a certain extent. And stuff like that. I would say those 3 are my favorites. Kenneth asked, worst MCU movie? It was originally Thor: The Dark World, because I didn't like how that film, took itself so seriously, despite the humor that has been, more obvious than in the first one. I didn't like how tonally dark it is, and stuff like that, and so many other problems that I have with it. But after Captain Marvel came out, it actually started to replace Thor: The Dark World for me as my least favorite film in the MCU. I do not like Captain Marvel film at all. I just didn't like it. The more I think about Captain Marvel, the worse it gets for me. The worse the film actually gets for me. I just didn't like the story. Most of the characters, the action sequences, which were so underwhelming, and the special effects that look so that just didn't look so great, and the villains, the switch up of the main villain for this film is something that I had a huge problem with. So I'm going with Captain Marvel as my worst MCU film. Tyran asks, what movies are you looking forward to in 2020? Well, right now, as my memory, off the top of my memory, right now I would say Onward, one of the upcoming Disney Pixar films that I'm looking forward to. I mean, Chris Pratt and Tom Holland both in a Disney Pixar film. You can't, not say that you're looking forward to that film. I just don't know any person who is not excited for this film. And then Top Gun Maverick, the sequel to the original Top Gun film from the 80s with Tom Cruise. I can't tell you how excited I am for Top Gun Maverick. As a huge Top Gun fan, I'm super pumped for that movie to come out. I have been waiting for a Top Gun sequel to be made, and now we are getting it. And I couldn't be any more happy. Jared Buckendahl asked, what is your worst theater experience? I wouldn't say worst experience, but recently, when I went to see the Lion King remake in theaters, I think it was from a month ago or two. Either way, I went to see it in theaters, and this one kid, I was sitting in the middle of the theater, the middle seat section, I don't know if that's how you call it, and there was one kid who's sitting with his parents in the very back right corner of the theater, I would say. A very back right corner of the theater, and he was yelling at certain points of the film, and was making noises, and it got really annoying. But it's not really his fault per se. It's mainly on the parents. I blame the parents for not telling their kid to be quiet or keep the noise down while the movie is playing. I blame the parents for not doing that. So I don't know if I would say that's the worst theater experience, but I would say it's a theater experience that was not great for me. And the last question for this Q&A video is from Chad. First movie you saw in theaters. Now, Chad, I I don't even know the answer to that question, to be really honest with you. I would have to ask my parents the first movie that I saw in theaters. They would probably know what it is, because I don't even know what the first movie I saw in theaters was. Because that would take me like back to my probably my early childhood and stuff like that. So I do not exactly know the answer to that question. So apologies for that. I just don't even know. So yeah, I'm sorry. Anyway, guys, those are my answers to your questions and my entire third Q&A video. Thank you guys so much for sending me your questions. It's always a lot of fun to get to answer your questions, because that way you'll get to know more about myself and what kind of person I am and stuff like that, and how I am in real life, and what do I do for a living, and all that other stuff. It's just a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great day. So long. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it that like button to click, and if you'd like to see future videos from me, make sure to press up there to subscribe, and don't forget to turn on that bell icon so that you'll get notified about my latest videos. Have a great day, and as always, fight the good fight.